just want everyone to know. Oh, yeah, you're so sweet and you want me. I just want everyone to know. Oh, I'll tell the world, yeah. I'll tell the world. I just want everyone to know. Oh, I'll tell the world, yeah. I'll tell the world. I just want everyone to know. Oh, you taste so sweet, yeah. Sweeter than Coca-Cola. Your body gets me drunk like rum. I don't play the beat if you dance over closer.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here at the LOL Park, and this time we're going to be jumping into DAMWON versus GRIFFIN, the rematch. We've seen this so many times. I feel like it's a movie that I've seen about 11 or 12 times. I already know all the voice lines. I know the climax. I know how the movie ends. But maybe this time it could be different. That's not exactly what that's not the direction I was going in, LS, but I can understand why you went there. We are going to be jumping into GRIFFIN versus DWG, and most of the time GRIFFIN does win, but maybe this time around, DWG, after getting spanked by Gen G, can turn things around. Is there a problem? We're almost ready, guys, to hop into this one. Anything you want to say about this matchup, LS?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
It doesn't have KT or Jin Air.
It doesn't have KT or Jin Air. I mean, what's the point? I mean, the night's already ended, right? First series.
True.
KT ended up losing. Yeah,
Well,
but GRIFFIN, so they ended up winning their previous series, but they got eliminated in the spring finals in a way that left many people with pretty poor taste, maybe, in their mouth. They drafted pretty unconventionally relative to the Korean meta. And now this is going to be their second match. And like we were mentioning in the first series, they're looking to re-cement in people's minds that they are one of the top dogs in LCK Summer. And going up against DAMWON here tonight, like you're talking about, is maybe history not going to repeat itself.
We'll have to wait and see. You know, GRIFFIN still with the win under their belts. DWG looking to claw their way back up after that loss. But let's see what they had to say in this video.
첫 시즌인 거에 비해서 그래도 높이 올라왔긴 했지만 좀 더 아쉬움이 많이 남는 시즌이었던 것 같아요. 이기고 싶었던 팀도 있었는데 못 이겼고, 예를 들면 그리핀.
리라 같이 가는 팀 딱히 신경을 안 쓰고 있어가지고.
아, 신경 안 쓴다고요? 그리핀 입장에선 사실 신경 안 쓸만 해요.
스프링 때 상대 전적 4대0으로 져서 별로 크게 할 말이 없긴 한데
저희 팀원들이 좀 긴장을 그리핀 상대로 많이 하는 것 같거든요. 그것만 잘 극복하면 저희도 되게 할만하다고 생각해요.
탑이 되게 핫하잖아요, 담원에서는.
너구리 선수도 예전에는 엄청 공격적인 선수라 뒤가 없어서 그땐 좋아했는데 요즘엔 좀 많이 참으시더라고요. 플레임 선수는 좀 노련한데 너구리 선수만큼 강하진 않은 것 같아서 둘 다 장단점이 있는 것 같아요.
정글에서 갈릴 것 같아요.
펀치 선수가 이제 타잔 선수를 선생님으로 많이 생각을 하고 있는 것 같은데 자기 혼자 생각하고 있어요, 그렇게.
스크림을 했는데 너무 신기한 플레이를 하는 거예요. 그래서 진짜 완전 선생님이라고 불러야 될 정도다라고 이렇게 말을 했던 거예요.
민혁아, 선생님 한번 꺾어보자.
살짝만 날려주고. 양양 펀치 아닌가요? 저희 팀원들이 알아서 이겨주기를 조금 바라겠습니다.
옛날에 누클리어 선수랑 같은 팀에 입단을 했다가 밥도 먹고 그랬었는데 가끔 친한 척 해주면 좋아하고 그래서 가끔 놀아주고 있습니다.
아, 제가 좋아한다고요? 아, 시야 많이 컸다.
우리랑 상대 전적이 되게 안 좋은 걸 아는데 언제나 이번에도 이기고 갈게. 파이팅!
앞에 시즌에서 좀 많이 그리핀 상대로는 쓴맛을 봤거든요. 근데 이번엔 진짜 정신 차리고 그대로 해서 좀 허무하게는 좀 안 졌으면 좋겠어요.
솔직히 예상은 못하겠고 그냥 바라는 게 있다면 4대0 하고 싶어요.
4대0. 1, 2라운드.
결과는 이제 마지막에 웃는 사람이 승자잖아요. 저희가 마지막에 웃겠습니다. 한 번만 이겨보자.
이 담원전 여태까지 해왔던 대로 깔끔하게 이기겠습니다. 파이팅.
There you have it, fighting for the two teams. As it did look like actually that Lehens has grown up quite a bit in his mannerisms, in the way that he trash talks, but also just in the way that he plays. Very good player for the side of GRIFFIN, and everybody's talking about it. You know, GRIFFIN, they always seem to get that 2-0-2-0, but it seems like the guys from DAMWON wanted to get the last laugh. We'll see if that works out for them this time around.
Taking a look at some of the match points here. Match record since 2018 Challengers Korea. 11-0. All right, well, I mean, it's okay. Sword, not shit. I think we're talking about Pokemon. Which top laner will go against Sword geared up with new glasses? Ooh.
Yeah, he got those rectangle frames. He said those were a recommendation from his parents. He does look better, actually.
Sword, see if he has anything interesting planned here for today, or if GRIFFIN, for that matter, just has anything interesting. They were one of the first teams to really go against the Korean meta, like we saw in the finals. And even though Kha'Zix did show his head already, I'm wondering if there's any more creativity that could come out. And mostly I'm alluding to champion picks like Zillion, like Kindred, as a means to answer the Aatrox.
And we'll have to wait and see if they actually do it in the pick ban. We're all waiting here with bated breath for teams to take the plunge into what seems like a ever-evolving meta of aggressiveness and weird new picks. As we take a look here at some of the stats, you can see that ShowMaker, even though they did end up going down to Gen G, he actually has the highest CS per minute so far in the mid lane, so that's something to look forward to. Whereas CuVee had, even though they won, he's 10th in damage percentage as a team, so we know that CuVee wasn't necessarily the carry of those games, although I don't really like to draw conclusions too much from just one stat number.
Right. Look at the shoes, I'm getting a Spider-Man vibe.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
They look like webbing of some sort.
On the side of GRIFFIN, that is. As, okay, we're getting the big reveal. One by one, it will be Flame and Punch. And Hoit's back there in the support role. So all of their reveals, the Korean casters were really enjoying that one. And it's pretty interesting to bring out Flame here to have him start.
See what it ends up doing as far as the draft is concerned. And if ShowMaker can put on a show today to help DAMWON here against GRIFFIN. And now, no strangers. Here's GRIFFIN. Whoa. Camera cut.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, they're back. Thought we lost them there for a second. We're here all along. Lots of little smiles, but generally looking relatively focused here. Followed up by the coaches. Max there. He was talking about it before, how he lost a little bit of weight, as some of the other guys were commenting how he looked good as we were eating food. It does look like he lost a little bit of weight. He's looking good. So we'll see if that helps him to the victory today, LS.
We shall see, indeed. And GRIFFIN are going to be starting out on the red side, which means that the counter picks, in theory, are available to them. But in a meta where there's so many power picks available, the first 6 bans are going to be really important. And who's going to get first dibs and what are they going to choose? And if there's a team that's going to come up with maybe some creative solutions to Yuumi in the bot lane, I would imagine that it could be GRIFFIN. Perhaps they would allow her to actually get through.
Yeah, maybe take away some of the other picks from these players that we're known to see. again, I think that Griffin absolutely have the upper hand here in this series, but again, we do have to get into this one. Tarzan with that sly smile. They were calling him the teacher, at least for Punch. His Punch was giving him the little cat punch there in the interview. Definitely a very fun interview we had to start us off here tonight.
I'm always impressed with these graphics. I really am. I just looked back to do a double take really quick, and it's all just done with lights. There's
with
no
AR.
traditional. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
You look back and you expect to see it, but nothing's there.
Yeah, there's no flags.
How does it work? Nobody knows.
Well, we are about to jump into the pick ban here. Here we go.
How did you know?
Probably.
It's your first day. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Let's take a look how this is all going to unfold.
Down on blue here. They're going to ban out that Lux to start us off. Lux definitely feels like a support that Lehens would really enjoy playing.
Definitely would be a type of support that Griffin would like to utilize. Especially, they were known in spring as mostly the team fighting team, and Lux is one of the best team fighting supports in the game right now with her shield, as well as the snares. Aatrox now going to be banned away first by Griffin. Looks like they don't want to give that up to either Flame Punch or even ShowMaker. Aurelia now being banned.
I wonder when we're going to start seeing these Aatrox bans begin to fall off, and then now we see a Rakan, which we didn't see at all in the first series and haven't seen too many bans against Rakan.
Rakan being banned away means that there's definitely a lot of power still remaining. See if Silas or Ryze bites the bullet here, and will Griffin run the gambit of not banning Yuumi? Maybe they have something in store, or maybe DAMWON will actually be the ones to ban it.
Makes it feel like maybe they're not too practiced on that pick that we have seen twice already. It's lost both times. So hasn't been too impressive just yet here in the LCK. But hasn't lost that reputation as being one of the top picks here. And then a Talia ban.
Talia ban is really interesting. Not something I would expect. So the bans for Griffin are a little bit unconventional, and they are being targeted at specific players. Now, Silas locked in. Griffin should probably snap back with Ryze. Zoe is another option, but I have to assume that they were willing to let it get to this point. Ryze able to be flex. Nico, at least the AP variant, is very powerful against Silas. At least in the laning phase and later stage transitions. There's the Ryze.
See, they were putting a lot of thought into it. Maybe they wanted to go for the Ryze for sure, but perhaps thinking about their second pick here.
Probably a jungler pick. To accompany this, you don't need to give away too much information. And there's already some junglers banned. Yeah, so Sejuani is now selected. Handed back over to DAMWON.
Sejuani, a very common ban that we have seen even multiple times today already. This is going to be the first time it's not banned. Come back with the Skarner, though. That's going up in priority, but with Olaf available against Sejuani, they're going to hover it, think about it, and lock it in.
Olaf probably should be accompanied here by an ADC, so not to give away the location of Silas. Instead, they will give away, which is really interesting as Ryze is really good against both of those picks, and so now it's handed back over to Griffin. Have their pick of the litter.
They could take one of those melee guys that are really good. Well, I call them guys, but most of them are women. Fiora, Aurelia, Camille, one of those, maybe Camille mid, something like that, but instead hovering on this Jace for quite a while.
Jace is really strong against Sylas and is very potent against Akali. And so maybe we'll see some draft shenanigans nearing the last 20 seconds where the players have to choose which champions they're going to end up locking in officially. See a little bit of a flex war between Flame ShowMaker and CuVee Sword, as Morgana now will bite the dust. Want to take away even more CC immunity, as there's quite a bit already on the side of GRIFFIN. It's definitely looking like a Merc Treads game if you're a DAMWON gaming player, which does mean that Jace will hit like a truck.
It does feel good. We are banning out a lot of CC on both sides. The Morgana, the Galio taken away. We haven't seen Nautilus at all today. Saw a lot of priority on that yesterday and some of the other days, but it's kind of falling off between some of the teams that have been playing today.
Another ban now, Vayne. Going to be the target. Really surprising considering you have Jace and Ryze already. Perhaps they just want to get Ezreal for Viper, as the team composition for DAMWON already is very aggressive, has to run at the opponents, and doesn't actually have the ability to transition into a 1-3-1 with the current lane and jungle setups. So Braum now being hovered. They're really stacking on the CC.
Good at denying some of that engage, can plop down an ultimate. Ezreal would have been nice as well alongside of the Jace. You get a good amount of siege and poke, but instead they're going to forego that for now.
We'll just have so many gears available with the Ezreal Jace, the versatility when paired with the Ryze, and a lot of people said that Tahm Kench was dead, but tonight in the LCK, the Korean teams are showing us their unwillingness to change up their meta.
Not even tonight. Lots of days.
We're stuck in March right now, Brendan.
I mean, it's the Sir Thomas Kench. You don't get rid of him that easily. Look at the way he smiles.
True gentleman.
You're never going to trick him out of the league.
Yeah, we're really stuck in March. We are truthfully...
Lucian Braum, welcome back.
I'm at a little bit of a loss for words. I'm going to need you to help me out here a little bit. What? I thought the days were over of seeing Ezreal Tahm against...
Those are really cool drawings. We can talk about that instead of the draft.
Yeah, let's do that.
Can we rewind?
I don't know why they didn't show those longer. That was infinitely more interesting.
Especially the one on the right. I loved those colors.
All right, well, doesn't seem like we're going to get that much of a flex war. CuVee. Oh. So it looks like CuVee will be the one actually on the rise. And that means that Jace is going to head top lane. So we'll talk about both of the team compositions and what both are trying to achieve as soon as the graphics pop up here. All right, so we have Ezreal, Tahm Kench, Akali, Olaf, and then right on the very end there, we have Sylas. This is the epitome of a two-item do-or-die type of team composition. Olaf, he falls off and disappears pretty quickly once it goes from mid to late transition, and even though there's some versatility and stuff present in that team comp, it doesn't stand as toe-to-toe with some of the other champions. Jace, Sejuani, Ryze, Lucian, and Braum. So they have powerhouses in every single lane. And every single lane is really scary. So GRIFFIN, with an extremely aggressive team composition that it's also very powerful at 2 items, but the Ryze is the one that doesn't slow down.
We saw Ryze in his power in some of the other games tonight. Sion able to do a great job with the PvE Ryze on the split push last time around. Let's see how it does go here and how the teams clash at around 2 items, jumping into game number 1 at DAMWON versus GRIFFIN.
미니언 생성까지 30초 남았습니다.
GRIFFIN getting the bigger tier this time around, so they're going to start off with a win. But a invade spotted as it was just a spread out there from GRIFFIN, and DWG are just not wasting any time trying to get the deep vision down.
So this is definitely not like the first series of the night, where both teams were sort of handshaking on just playing defensively and passive, and
oh no!
That's really sad. Oh. Every fan in attendance is now
feeling
really
slightly
sad.
uncomfortable. Yeah. This ward over here is going to spot Tarzan starting at the blue team's blue. So DWG going to move in and take the blue. So vertical jungling here. Tarzan will be able to cover the top side.
And so now Hoit and Nuclear gotta be a little bit careful. Okay. I don't know how he managed to miss 2 there, but it's an impressive feat nonetheless. Just trying to show off.
It's because they were stacked on top of each other. It kind of like
too tanky.
It's like he's seeing double, you know what I mean?
Yeah, too tanky. Alright, so Olaf will proceed to eat all of the wolves. He'll end up leaving a Bambi behind. And interestingly, both junglers are actually electing to take the Gromp because the Gromp to respawn rubber banded. Which usually you don't see this happen when you do the vertical jungling. You'll often leave the Gromp so that it stays level 1 and it's not as valuable to the opposing jungler off the reset. And interestingly enough, Tarzan's actually going to reset immediately. I'm curious to see if he passed down to the wolves.
Yeah.
To just get the reset started and then path north. But instead he's actually pathing straight to the Golem camp, and then he'll path south so that he's there for Lucian and Braum if they need him.
Oh, the yeah, just trying to keep that pressure up on the top side. We'll see where he does go after clearing his red side jungle. We saw that Viper was trying to get aggressive after hitting level 2 first. Now he's getting a little bit aggressive in his item choice. Wants to keep up in the gold by picking up that Cull and Sword. That's strength number 2 from you, buddy.
Yeah, definitely not a turret shot that you wanted to take. Fortunately for him, Punch is on the opposite side of the map, so he should be just fine. CuVee, meanwhile, building up quite a large wave in mid, which would make it near impossible for Punch to actually gank him at this point in time. Tarzan will be sparked out on a ward. And really, the onus is going to be on Punch to offset some of the pressure, especially after the initial first recalls. He's going to come in here, he's going to try to do it, but in doing so, he's absorbing a lot of XP with ShowMaker. I believe that was 4 minions.
It was at least 3, and
oh man, is he gonna come back? Might come back for more.
He wants more XP. He's gonna back away. Leave that one where it is. So both the junglers kind of just going about their ways. Just routing, trying to get as much farm as possible.
At this point, bottom lane going pretty even. Ezreal does have the Kleptomancy though. Both AD carries are taking teleport as well.
Punch and Tarzan spotted here, so both teams know exactly where the junglers are. And kind of just let the laners do what they want in that case. You can see Viper and the Hens getting aggressive with that aggressive lane that they did draft, partially because of this. Flame having a bit of trouble up in the top side, even though Sword made a couple of oopsies earlier on in this one. You can see how that Jace is working up against the Sylas, as you were mentioning.
10 CS lead right now for Sword, as well as lane control. Tarzan knows about this.
Oh boy, 2 TPs. They're going to try to get into this one and force him to flash. Nice interrupt there. They do get the flash, and that's just about all you're going to get. CuVee wanted to come back to mid lane anyway.
Yeah, doesn't lose anything for it either.
Yeah.
ShowMaker gonna teleport back in. This is only because if CuVee doesn't push the wave fast, and all the minions will eventually end up killing each other. ShowMaker will lose out on a little bit of XP, so combine that with the fact that Punch absorbed a little bit earlier. I mean, there's already a level disparity in mid. Very, very slight. More trades continuing to happen in top. Interesting sword elected for a Hex Drinker for the first item, which is going to be extremely powerful, actually, against the team composition that DAMWON has drafted. Lots of magic damage.
Kind of waits a little bit to trade onto that one, and now the damage coming out from the Silas Chase. Trying to poke him here, see what he can do, but he's just going to end up pushing sword all the way back on the trade.
Good trade by Flame. Sword ends up warding over the wall, sees that there's a control ward there, and right now Flame may be looking for a roam. Instead, I think he was interested in eating a fruit, honey fruit. As Tarzan trying to get the Clown Drake.
You can see already one of the plates going the way of Viper. They forced the TP out of Nuclear after Viper did go for his own, but still the lead will go to that aggressive Lucian Braum lane down on the bottom side. It's Cloud into Ocean, which is not the best role, but...
It's definitely a rainy day here, Brendan. Very sad. Oh, really close call right there.
Speaking of that brush, kind of saying that there's a ward there, but there's actually a control ward for them, so they know there's not, but... Oh! That was a nice clear.
Yeah, it was a really nice clear. It was potentially going to be a little bit dangerous for him, but it does seem like he should be okay. You can see they really want to do this, but Tarzan is just on the horizon. They also now know that Olaf has indeed been here.
Would have been risky to go for any kind of big dive before that. No flash on Punch especially means that if he gets aggro, he's probably going to go down. Nice trade here from CuVee, but ShowMaker trying to bait him into this one. The ult comes out. There's the Shuriken. He's going in and immediately ults away, knowing that he can't pick up the kill.
Now Flame. He has the ultimate of Sejuani.
Oh, we're flashing it down here as Lens can't seem to land that ability today.
So far the game is very even. And remember, both of these team compositions are ones that have very explosive 2-item spikes. With the 1-item spike definitely going over to the side of Griffin.
See how he leaves early, lets the minions do the work. Always kind of like that, as CuVee is continuing his domination, denies a bunch more of the gold and the experience from some of those minions that did go down on his push. Also picks up the plate. He's feeling pretty good about himself right now.
Tarzan, he's going to pick up his red buff right now. And then perhaps look to make a gank after this. There's no camps close by. CuVee very eager to get back to the lane because he doesn't actually have full HP. So now Tarzan and Lehens both looking to do something. Punch has his ultimate available. This is not the end of the world.
Yeah, Tarzan not able to get the stun down originally with that last auto. So he just gets away, just hold off things, and yeah, these teams really do feel like they're kind of just ramping up into getting those 1 and 2 items and just farming as much as possible. I feel like DAMWON, especially with Punch, have been the ones really looking for the ganks and the plays, but so far Griffin have been safe enough to farm up enough and
yeah,
not get caught out by any of those ganks. Another trade up here on the top side. It'll go the way of Sword, although a nice dodge there by Flame. Just even trades from the top side.
Not too much really happening here in the game, and with an Ocean Dragon spawning in a minute and a half, I can't imagine that anything too exciting would end up occurring. But Tarzan, he's going to try to make a play happen up here in top lane. And interestingly enough, if they could actually get a... Oh,
Oh, here we go. Shelly wanted some action too, but not going to get into it. Lands that ultimate on a flame. But he's going in. He's still got that Kingslayer. He's going to try to trade it down. And First Blood will go to the Jace, but a winning trade here to the side of DAMWON. The axe is going to land, and ShowMaker easily able to dunk him on the last side.
And that's a really big win for DAMWON. They get a kill onto the Akali. It will come at the cost of a plate going down in the middle lane, as well as some of the experience. We can see that CuVee is very deep into level 9. Cannon wave incoming. CuVee probably wants to crash this final wave, as everyone knows that Sejuani is going to pass into Wolves and then eventually make her way towards the Dragon. We'll take another look at the replay here. Sword and Tarzan, their intention's really good, but Olaf shows up to spoil their day. Now, they do get the First Blood kill and the assist. It's already too late for Tarzan to actually flash away from ShowMaker, so he just embraces death. That's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta deal with it as it comes to you, so. Doesn't mean Tarzan will hold his flash here. We'll see if he can actually make that into another play somewhere else out on the map. A little bit of banter here from the champions.
CuVee's recall was actually canceled by an undertow on the minimap. And so this will mean that DAMWON is going to turn their sights towards the Ocean Drake. It does come at the cost of conceding the left side jungle, so GRIFFIN, interestingly enough, had no interest in getting that. Another Ocean Dragon will be spawning next. Ring around the rosy.
Ring around, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
That's fantastic energy.
Yeah, we got it here, day one. This is the charge, but he is going to land that ultimate
Beautiful
after the
CC
stun.
chain.
Extremely easy to alley-oop that over. That will be the kill. Now Hoit is going to take the blasting punt and be just fine.
The one time he landed it. One time lands.
Yeah.
Able to help out right there. They couldn't quite get anything accomplished. Cull already completed for Lucian. GRIFFIN now with a 3,000 gold lead. A lot of this is inside of the mid lane, as well as the bottom lane plates.
And the top lane.
Yeah.
Everybody's winning on the side of GRIFFIN in the lanes. In CC, or in CS and in plates. It's a ridiculous amount of gold that they've been able to get. And look at this. We're going to get all the plates down here on the bottom side and get that First Blood turret over to the side of GRIFFIN. So they're just stacking up the cash right now.
They have 9 plates currently inside them, 20 seconds remaining. Obviously no one around any of the DAMWON turrets, so that'll end up being it. Only 1 plate was captured for DAMWON. They do get themselves the Rift Herald, but it's not the biggest victory when it comes post 14 minutes.
Absolutely not. Kind of felt like they were just experiencing too much pressure down the bottom lane. Couldn't really deal with it. Decided to make a play to the Rift Herald, and the timing was off. And now nothing seems to be going right for DAMWON as this there.
Do you think that when turret plates fall off, it's just the people that own the turrets forgot to pay one of their security bills? I think that's what it is. You think that they just neglected to pay? And so they said, no?
So they give a piece of the turret instead of
Well,
paying?
they're originally protecting the turret more, but then they didn't pay.
So
the
the
plating
enemy team
falls off. Yeah.
takes it away from them.
Well, the insurance company
That's
comes
how
and
they
take it back.
the tax man
Absolutely. It's
shows
programmed.
up.
It's like a debt collector.
You've got an interesting mind on you there. I like where you're going with that one. The lore of League of Legends.
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
The lore. I haven't
Into reading
read.
the lore.
I actually am. Yeah.
I heard they like revamped the lore or something recently.
Yeah, they have.
When did that happen? That was like.
They do it every so often
Oh, okay.
to fit new champion releases.
I see.
And other stuff.
See, I wouldn't know. I don't read the lore.
It's all right.
At least we got one lore reader here on the desk. That's good. Kind of know what's going on. The turret plates. As let's see what's going on here with the top lane again. It's going to be a 2-on-2. Going aggressive here on a sword. Punch trying to get involved. As the the ultimate is stolen. And Griffin just say, we're not really interested in taking kills right now. We're already up almost 5,000 gold in 15 minutes. Not really much else you can ask for, as now CuVee is just, wow, nice room prison there.
Yeah. Very quick with his mouse. And this is honestly looking like a solo queue game. We're seeing very basic standard rotations and leads slowly but surely increasing. So there's only two things missing. The Nayram and a Baron throw.
And the chat spam.
Yeah. That's all that we're missing right now to complete this game.
The pings.
Pings are missing as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff from solo queue we're missing. But your mid laner getting a kill, but still down 50 CS. That is here.
That feels bad. He actually stole away the gold.
He did.
CuVee, I mean, I'm not totally impressed, but he has 208 farm at 1650, so he might be a pro player.
Yeah, he's pretty good at this game.
Oh, he could die here though.
Wow. Early realm warp as, wow, okay. Even gonna flash out of the way of the mini stun so that he stays in and doesn't get interrupted. That's CuVee for you guys. He doesn't really care about his damage percentage stats. He's just gonna survive and out-farm you and win the game.
Now Griffin with almost a 5,000 gold lead here at 17.5 minutes. Ocean Dragon is up. You can see that maybe Griffin will be keen on eating this one. As they're gonna clear out the vision on the right-hand side. CuVee has priority on the bot wave, so all vision will go the way of Griffin. DAMWON, they will respond with a Rift Herald on top, but Sword is already there. If they kill him, this is one of those miracle Rift Heralds that we talked about in the previous set. That can definitely go on for several turrets.
And you can see that he has to respect the Olaf, so he totally backs off of that one. Not going to try to defend that turret that was almost down, and you can see that DWG on the top side. Just going to back off, not going to continue on the push. Doesn't get a second charge. The Rift Herald, no plates, just helping out in that top turret going down. So going to try to unlock Flame on the map now, see if he can join up in mid lane and perhaps get something done here.
One of the unsung things that can be really problematic in terms of advantages and the way they can be accrued is level advantages. And right now, both the mid laner and top laner on the side of DAMWON are behind in XP. We can see ShowMaker, he's about 12.8 in terms of level. I'm not sure how deep CuVee is into 13, but Flame, after getting all of this, he also is about 12.8. So it's definitely a level lead in addition to the gold lead present. Rise now at 2 items. You know, I actually like the Morellonomicon here. The Silas healing, the Olaf healing, the Akali healing. Yeah. This is actually
one of the few times he'll accept it.
Certified fresh Morellonomicon version.
Alright, that's good to hear. Got that LS seal of approval. As he built it fast, you know, second item, just gets it right away. Not wasting any time, doesn't go into anything else like a Zonius, a Death Cap, nothing just yet.
3 minutes until another dragon.
This hasn't been the most action-packed game we've had tonight, LS.
No?
Yeah.
There's a lot of action.
Not
Depends how you look at it.
Not much going on here. I did like that flash out of CuVee. That was cool.
That was good. That was the highlight of the match.
It kind of was. Funnily enough, like, if you think about it, and you actually say, okay, like, I'm the producer, I'm going to make highlights.
You definitely.
What do you look at?
I think he's leading the MVP point for this match.
Yeah. If I had to vote right now, CuVee definitely wins. As it's not going to be Tarzan. That's going to go wide. Nuclear, though, is not going to get called. Viper not able to angle it in there, but they do push them off the turret and nearly take it away. But the rest of DWG Gaming able to group up here and stop it from going down at least.
And for some people wondering, did Tarzan just miss? He went for a Mad Life play.
Yeah.
He tried to anticipate Ezreal's Arcane Shift or even his Flash in response to seeing the giant Toro come over the wall. Ended up whiffing.
He was too fast, you know?
Yep. That was it. And that's actually really nice to see. Sometimes it actually is a leveling game, and other times the person is just missing completely.
Yeah, it's like Challenger or Bronze,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Or Iron, yes. But it really is, you know. An Iron player could just throw it wide and say, oops, you know, I missed. Whereas Tarzan's actually thinking a level, or many levels ahead.
You know what stream I was watching last night? It had like 2,000 plus viewers or something on Twitch. I don't know why. No. Salty Team Up.
Oh, okay.
It only streams Iron 4 games.
Yeah. How was that? Was that enjoyable?
I have no idea what I was watching.
Maybe more enjoyable than this game so far.
It was something.
Yeah. It's a good shout out. Shall be happy with that. As, yeah, I mean, side of Griffin, they do damage. It's just they're not really trying to force the issue. If they have an opportunity in the mid lane, you know, they're going to chunk someone down, but nobody really going for big forced plays or anything like that so far.
Vel'Koz, I don't have my contacts in. If you turn around, can you actually confirm that it is Griffin and not Jin Air?
Well, yeah.
This game's not having a lot of activity.
Looking around and does kind of look like that is Griffin.
All right. We got a lot of action in this game. 4 kills, but you know, I don't know. I almost don't remember how they occurred.
Look at CuVee CS. 290.
The farming simulator. You know, it's impossible for pro players to break the record.
Yeah.
Because of the way the jungle camps and everything spawn.
Yeah.
It's really sad. 290 at 23. Ooh. It's okay.
Nice amount of damage there as Viper is going to have a little help from his friend Braum. As Nuclear's really trying to up the tempo here. He's getting a little bit antsy about this one. Wants to get some damage for his favorite Drake, the open Drake. We'll see who is going to make the first move here. As both teams actually have picked up on these Ocean Drakes, and it does look like DAMWON are going to begin this, but the TP is coming in from pretty far away, but 5 members of DAMWON is trying to go in here. That ult is going to hit Hoit in the face. They're trying to burst him down, and they will delete that catfish off of the map. But here we go, the follow-up from Silas. ShowMaker trying to make it happen, but he gets dunked there. Too much damage from the side of Griffin. They're going to show up and catch up to punch here with the Realm Warp, and that is going to be a 5-for-0. The triple kill goes the way of CuVee. That's kind of what we were expecting once the fight finally began.
Yeah, that's definitely the team fight going over to Griffin. That's going to be the Baron. That's going to convert into the game. And so there was a lot of build-up. There was a lot of tension. It's like watching Yellowstone erupt.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what just happened.
I do that all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Build up that tension.
Let's take a look. So DAMWON here, they built up all of this tension this game to throw it all away at the Ocean Dragon. And Lehens, it's a really nice knock-up right there. Punch just playing ring around the rosy with the Ocean Dragon. Sword comes over the wall, drops his hammer.
You finally made it to the fight.
I'm in total awe though.
자꾸 바로 다 잡아줘요. 하지 말라고. 일로 와. 야, 일로 와. 나이스. 나이스. 바로 가자.
Let's go, Baron.
Yeah, we cut the end of that one.
Yeah. And I mean, when I see stuff like this though, Vel'Koz, I'm really perplexed. How do you stall the game for so long and then be willing to gamble it all on a Ocean Dragon? Really?
It's double the regen.
Oh.
How can you not gamble it all away?
All right. Yeah, the region that doesn't matter because your team composition is designed to charge at the opponent in one swift go. All right. I got it.
Yeah, well, it seems like DAMWON didn't get it. And now they're in a pretty rough spot here. 11,000 gold behind at 25 minutes.
And look at the atomization out on the side of Griffin.
We're trying to clamp down, and ShowMaker's like, oh boy, Akali's not quite what she used to be, especially from this far behind. How about we try it again here on a Jovi? Let's see what Jovi's got to say about that. Nobody got in with the catfish here. He feels like he got catfished.
Yeah.
Jovi's not going to be going anywhere.
It's going to be the mid tier 2 turret. Falling down now. Sword getting the bottom tier 2 turret. This game
it's just quintessential Griffin versus DAMWON.
Yeah.
Every game looks like this when these two teams run into each other. It's ridiculous.
It really looks like a little bit of a mental block, though.
It is, absolutely.
Where neither team is really willing to do anything, and Griffin just endlessly keeps getting ahead. I mean, that really just...
Let's get that in the highlight reel.
That totally encapsulates the series right there. All right, yeah, here we go.
All right, well, everybody get on the bandwagon here. Let's get some kills.
There's the pull off.
That's 1 and 2. We got a Spellbinder here on Jovi. He's gonna have a little bit of fun. It only lasts 4 seconds though. And yeah, Griffin's just gonna win this game, guys. Not much of a resistance put up here by the side of DAMWON Gaming as they struggle once again up against Griffin to do much at all.
Well, final Nexus turret will fall.
ShowMaker trying to up his damage stats here at the end. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys. A clean game number 1. Was not close.
That was absolutely... That was a stomp.
Yeah.
That was definitely a stomp. And even though some of the match gank, counter ganks went DAMWON Gaming's way, they could never really get a foot in the game. CuVee was lane kingdoming against ShowMaker, and as soon as he got out of the laning phase, the bottom lane also just did such a phenomenal job getting all those plates, and Lucian and Braum being such powerhouses. Started in the draft, and it played out the way that one could have expected. Olaf did Olaf things. That was very fun.
He kind of just hung around, you know, and it was one of those games, you know, and it does raise questions in your mind about DWG Gaming, right? They started off the summer season going up against Gen G. They win game 1. Looks pretty good. You know, it's not a super stomp or anything like that, but then they lose the entire series, and now they come up against Griffin, and it looks once again just like another one of those stomps that, you know, just leaves you scratching your head if you're on the side of DWG Gaming. We understand the mental block, but I hope this doesn't turn into a trend for DWG that, oh boy, Tom Kent, 700 damage.
We're trying to go lower and lower.
At least it was a support, right? At least it was a support.
Someone tweeted at me that the lowest in LPL was 426, I believe. That's quite low. That is quite low.
And based on the screenshot, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
The client was, it's been updated since then.
So that was it for game number 1. I don't think that DAMWON will beat Griffin playing straight up or traditional. So I'm curious what'll end up happening in game number 2, especially because DWG Gaming, they walked into this themselves, the way the whole draft unfolded.
Yeah.
And so what are they actually going to change up for game number 2? Because otherwise I think they would just get a repeat of game 1.
It does feel that way, unfortunately, whenever we do get DWG Gaming up against Griffin. As I mentioned before, it's kind of like I'm watching the same movie over and over and over again, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember this part. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of an unfortunate circumstance, but what does it mean for DWG as we do go along? I'll be interested to see if they can perhaps overcome that mental block against Griffin, but about the future as well, up against other teams. I want to see who they are going to go up against next. It is going to be KT, actually. So I suppose that's one of those teams that you can kind of build your confidence against. But for DWG, you never really know because they have been struggling a bit here. But guys, we are going to go to a quick commercial break. When we do come back, it is going to be once again Griffin up against DWG, and Griffin looking good once again. Really gotta hand it to them, Ellis.
Yeah, Griffin. I mean, they just won every single lane and then decisively won a team fight and ended the game.
Yeah.
What more can you actually ask for?
It really doesn't get better than that, honestly. So we'll see if they can do it again after this quick commercial break.
천천히. 이제 비전 없다. 나 뒤에 갈게. 나 뒤에 자리 잡을게. 잡았어. 나 뒤에 자리 잡을게. 이거 아칼리도 봐줘라. 잡았어. 노플이야. 노플. 뺏겨. 자꾸 바로 다 잡아줘요. 하지 말라고. 일로 와. 야, 일로 와. 나이스. 바로 가자. 야스네 말이야. 메론. 한 명을 라인 가져도 될 것 같은데.